I love using a blanket stitch for applique, and I'm going to show you a couple different stitches that are built into the Pfaff Quilt Ambition 630 sewing machine. And I actually did just a couple little tests of which one was which, just to remind myself. And this is a definite testimony of why you need to have a stitch book. That is a free video. We have put a link below this YouTube video for you to watch. It's how to take the time to stitch out all 200 plus stitches, maybe your alphabets, and really know what stitches look like in the machine. Now, I know you've seen a lot of our Pfaff Stitching Cosmos online quilt samples, and tell you the truth, I love to use any decorative stitch for applique. So that is something that we get into, and how to know which stitch is the best one. So back to the ones that most of you are probably familiar with. So the first one I stitched was stitch number 52. This one has a little heavier version because it stitches back and forth, and gives it the appearance that you used a thicker thread. Then if we come over here to stitch number 53, it is just a single version as it jumps in and back and down and in and back. Now each of these stitches can have the width and length adjusted. So traditionally on this one, I'll usually do whatever the width is, that is my length, and keeps it very proportioned in size. Unless you don't want that, then you can pick whatever your look is that you're going for. I love that versatility with this machine. But one thing nice I like about this stitch is that when you look, it's kind of like offset. It's not centered in the middle. And that's because this stitch is designed to follow the center red line of the foot. So when you're sewing, you have something to easily be guided with. Now, I do like an open toe foot when I'm doing a lot of decorative stitches and going around different raw edges or fused down pieces. But for right now, we are going to go ahead and use the foot that comes with this machine. So you notice that the needle is going to come down in the center. So that's why the red line in the center is so important. And then jump over to the left. Also on this foot are red lines on the left and right that let you kind of find where the beginning or edge of the fabric is over here. So when you start to realize all the helpful tools that Pfaff put on their feet, I think you'll really appreciate what you have going on. So let's just start off with a couple stitches, see how wide this stitch is, and kind of go from there and how to guide it. So the goal is to guide your stitch so it is landing on the background fabric. And I love a needle stop down feature, so definitely engage that so it can be helpful to know when to pivot and how to pivot. Also a reminder that a little half a step of your foot control, a little half touch, will give you a needle up and needle down option like this. So if you're just looking to kind of get right to that last little step, you don't have to worry about going too fast. So let's go ahead and make the stitch width a little wider, a little longer, and see where it is and how it looks. And this is all based on proportion of what your size of item you're actually stitching around. So let's just take a look. I made it a little wider at the end so you can see how it grew a little bit, but this is where we started. Great stitch, easy to follow, lines are awesome, but when you are ready to, or you get bored with a blanket stitch all the way around everything, then you're going to hook up with our Pfaff Stitching Cosmos and learn how all your other 200 plus stitches could be used for applique and how to adapt them for what you want them to look like.